Hey, Jeff Doner from Earthwalker. We're in my backyard in Northern California, right around 2,400 feet high. I want to teach you about a poison oak spray. That's great medicine from 4 plants that grow all throughout Northern California. This particular medicine that I make works so awesome. I want to share it with you. Okay, let's go through this. So I take Yerba Santa. This is Yerba Santa. It often likes growing in rocky soils next to the road. It has waxy, tough, almost leather-like leaves. And this is very medicinal for many different things, among skin irritations. The second ingredient is the manzanita leaf. And this is manzanita. Has kind of a silvery leaf, grows in the Sierra foothills and arid environments. Also known as little apple, manzanita. It has a berry and a flower that are edible, and these leaves are excellent for a few things that I'm aware of, one of which, again, is the skin irritation. Another lovely is mugwort. So this is mugwort. It likes to live near the water. These are all kind of dried out a bit. I harvested them last week. But it has a lovely smell. Chinese medicine uses this in moxibustion, which is like an acupuncture meridian technique in the art and science of Chinese medicine. But indigenous cultures use this for ceremony, for insect repellent, and it's also wonderful for this application. The last ingredient is black oak bark. The tannins in the oak bark boiled up strips the euceral oil very well, and along with the other ingredients treats the rash. So I learned all this from a lovely text, Living Wild by Funk and Kaufman. Awesome book. I've never seen a book that is so well organized and so user-friendly. The way it goes through medicines, food, identification, all in one text. Awesome text, totally recommend it. Always do your research before you get into this kind of stuff. All right, so I want to make about this much of the liquid, because I'll share with friends, that kind of thing. This is roughly 1.5 liters. So what I've done is, to account for some boil off, I've put 1.5 in the pot, brought it to a boil. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the toughest ingredients first. Oak bark is very tough, so I want to put that first and let that boil for like 5 minutes or so. Then next I'll add the manzanita leaf because it's a little bit tougher than the rest. And I'll finish with the last 2 ingredients that are a little bit softer. All right, next I'll add the manzanita leaf. After a couple minutes, I'll add the last 2 ingredients, the mugwort and the yerba santa. And I'll let that simmer for about 10 minutes. All right, so I've let this simmer for roughly 15 to 20 minutes. Looks good in there. I'm gonna take the heat off and let it cool down. After the contents have cooled, I strain it twice before I add it to the final container. I keep it in the refrigerator because I have not added any kind of alcohol or preservative. So if I leave it out in the cupboard, it's just going to rot and be a science experiment. So no good. So that's why I keep it in the refrigerator, in a refill, and then a spray bottle for application. I happen to have some poison oak right there on my wrist because I've been doing lots of clearing on my land. So great medicine for I take a shower with it right after I think I've been exposed. You know, wash my face and my arms with it in the shower. But if I actually get the rash, I'll spray it several times a day. And what I find is that it goes through the rash in just a few days if I apply it, as opposed to ongoing a week, 2 weeks, because it's strong. That poison oak is strong. So give it a try, and I hope it works for you. Please share with me your experience with this. All right, all the best.